So far you're seeing how Red Bank has grown. There really is something for everyone when you come and spend some time here. Our next feature this morning is very, very proud of his Red Bank location. Josh Manning, who is the owner of Snapdragon Hemp. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And many folks are familiar with your other stores across the area. This is your 8th store.
That's it.
Your newest one, but this is kind of your epicenter now. Everything's happening here.
Oh, definitely. It's been so great to grow up, just to grow in Red Bank and build this place out. We've been working on it for a little while now, but now it's, this used to be the thrift store back in the day.
Yeah.
So when we moved in, it was just nothing but, there's no walls, no anything. So it was a big project undertaking. But, Red Bank's a great area to be in, and I've really enjoyed, you can walk on down to Clever down the street or whatever, so it's a really cool little atmosphere. And it's not in downtown, but it has that feel to it. So.
You're a Chattanooga native, went to Central High School, so you know what this revitalization of Red Bank has meant, because it's been a long time in talking about it, and now here it is happening. So let's talk about you and Snapdragon Hemp, because when you come in, first of all, it's a large store. There's a lot of room to walk around. You've got some space here. You pride yourself on kind of having something for everybody here, and you can say that because you're making it. Almost everything in here y'all are making.
That's it. So we take a lot of pride in that for sure. And actually our production's only a half mile down the road. We've got like a 3,000 square foot facility. We do all of our extraction, production, manufacturing, everything out the door, state approved and stuff. So not only do we have the retail store here in Red Bank, we also have our main, production, warehouse, and shipping right here as well too. But having a store this size for the office spaces and all that kind of stuff, it's been so nice.
It's a vocabulary in and of itself, the industry, and it's not one that I pretend to be well versed in, but that's okay, because you were educating me a little bit before the cameras began to roll. And I was asking Josh, are these questions that you get from people? Most people who come in here are between 35 and maybe 50. Yeah. Is that right?
That's right.
And many of them have kind of heard about some things, but they're not quite sure where to get started. And they come in for pain relief, they come in for anxiety reasons, they come in for recreational wants, all of it.
That's it.
Their pets?
Yeah, everything. So, of course, the stigma that's been around for so long, and we're really here in Tennessee to kind of push that change, to see that it's not all about like what you see, the California stuff from the Cheech and Chong rule at night. It's not about that. It's about just every personal and everyday life. There's some benefits that it can provide for you. And there's just so many good things, and we've helped out so many people. I actually started doing sales at the flea market in like 2018 over in East Ridge, and since then, everywhere you go, it's just been great to hear the name and hear the spread about who you've helped, and like testimonials and stuff from customers. So it's such a great. It's rewarding for me, and I love that aspect of it for sure. So
I can see why you would. So like I said, he makes all of this here. So near me, within eyesight, you've got these gummies. Mm-hmm. So I'll use those as an example.
Yeah.
Because you said people might walk in and think, why do you have 13 varieties? But you have that because each one presents a different benefit. So you get to know the customer and what they want to guide them to the purchase.
Oh yeah, everything from your typical, like your stomach pains and the joint stiffnesses, and just anxiety relief, or stress during the day, or going to sleep at night, or staying asleep at night. There's something in cannabis, and we like the science behind it. And in 2016, when we first did our testing, there was only 9 different versions of cannabis that was known on testing. Now there's over 23 different versions.
Really?
Oh yeah. So the science behind just in the past 4 or 5 years has grown so much. And it definitely feels like we're at the cutting edge of it. And, I feel like a great solution for those that have, tried something somewhere else and not worked.
Where that science is changing all the time, where are you in relation to that study? Are you just kind of reading what the scientists discover, or are you doing your own studies?
There's been 5 different cannabinoids that we've actually produced and manufactured and extracted from hemp here in Tennessee that we were able to have testing done before the lab would even provide testing for it. So there's definitely some, I've traveled to Colorado, Oregon, all sorts of different places around the country, visiting testing labs and bringing what we've made for testing. The standards, we're kind of on the forefront of developing the standards for these things. So it is it's crazy that every 3 months, 6 months, something changes, something's different. So
it is a new way of thinking for a lot of people. I'll raise my hand on that. I told you off camera, I don't mind saying it on camera. But you don't want people to come in and just ignorantly grab and go,
No, no,
right?
no,
You've
no.
got to have the conversation.
Yeah, the education, and that's one of the things. Something else we just take a lot of pride in is all of our 8 stores and all the staff at our 8 stores are highly, highly trained at what they do. So when the customer does come in and the customer's, gives the scenario or rundown of this is what I'm going through or this is what I need help with, we definitely target them with, well, here's 8 different products we think are going to be great for you. Would you rather have it in like a, edible, smoke, vape, lotion, topical, all sort of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So we make a different version of every one of those. But the education that our employees have is top. I mean, we definitely, we've got our own like certification courses that we run everybody through. So training is very, detailed training, video calls with,
Right. So maybe a dumb question, perhaps a risky question.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody watching and maybe drug testing is something that's a part of your work,
Mm-hmm.
so you're thinking, well, I probably couldn't get any help with my anxiety because it would show up in a drug test. Is that a false statement? Like, are there things here that are safe to use in all
Definitely.
parts of your life?
Definitely. So on some of the stuff when it comes to drug testing, it does take like a higher dose to get what you need with drug testing as far as like CBD only, but we have a lot of products. Like we've got some gummies that are just 100 milligram of CBD versus if you went to like a typical place, you might buy a whole package of gummies that has that much in it. So we do excel in higher dose stuff that is THC free to actually see a benefit.
Okay.
And it's wild because just knowing the customers and knowing how it works. You could give somebody something and get the feedback from it over the years and see kind of where you need to develop and where the R&D needs to go as far as what works for the customer. And we've definitely done a lot of that.
And because you're the one making it, you
Yeah.
know when you get that feedback, if it's not what you're wanting to hear,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can tweak it.
That's it. Scrap the product line, start over.
Well, it's very good to talk to you.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fun. I told him that here we are focusing on this Red Bank Christmas parade, and then here we come to Snapdragon Hemp. But it is probably not what you're thinking, and it's definitely an education when you come in the door and smiles to greet you as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for talking to us,
Yeah,
Josh.
yeah, thanks so much for having me.
So there are the 8 locations. The Red Bank one is where he would love to see you. Their website is there on the screen. And by the way, too, if you have family and friends who don't live here, but you come and get that relationship going with him, they make it and ship it all over the country.
That's it. We'll ship it to you.